What's good, Faith Walkers? Welcome back to the God's Vibes podcast. We are almost at Thanksgiving. Can you believe it? And then we are almost 1 month out until 2025. What is life right now? I thought something that would be really powerful is to share some tips for Thanksgiving, whether you find yourself solo this Thanksgiving, whether you are hosting this Thanksgiving, whether you are traveling and being a part of what somebody else is hosting. Thanksgiving isn't always the easiest time for anybody. And so for those of you, maybe you don't have traditions, or maybe you've lost a loved one, or maybe this is the first solo Thanksgiving, or you've been solo at Thanksgiving for a minute, and that can feel discouraging. We are going to go through some different ways that you can view Thanksgiving as we quickly approach it coming up next week. So stay tuned for that. There's the secrets to a joyful life that we're going to go through together, and then I'm going to share some tips for doing Thanksgiving well, okay? Coming from experience. Before we dive into that, there's a couple of things to be aware of. Number one, if you have heard about 30 days of faith walking and you're like, hold up, I missed it. I missed the boat. How did I miss the boat? We are doing 30 days of faith walking live, which means we are live now together until December 15th. But here's the thing with 30 days of faith walking. You get access to 30 days of faith walking for a year. Okay, so let me break that down. If you enroll today, I will still honor the free workbook and you will still get 3 live coaching sessions. Yay to that. Yay to that. That'll help you get really great momentum. However, if you feel like you are behind, we say a lot, there's no such thing as behind in any of our programs, and you're right on time. You're right on time. So if you feel like you really want to be a part of this, you can even do December 15th to January 15th. You can keep these 30 days going. You've got access to it for an entire year. I encourage you to enroll. Join us live. Build with the beautiful community that is in there. Don't miss the boat. So I do want to float that to you and encourage you to get plugged in to 30 days of faith walking. That is a great way to simplify your faith walk, a day at a time, a step at a time, and a moment at a time. And you can approach it just like you would a devotional. Okay, there's a video. Usually they're around 15 to 30 minutes, and there's an activation every single day that is different. And this will challenge you beyond what you can think or imagine in this moment in the best ways. And when you're doing this with other spiritual running buddies, it changes it. It changes the entire nature. So come join us. You are invited. You're not missing the boat. Get plugged in. 30 days of faith walking. I put the link in the show notes if you still want to get plugged in just for the God's Vibes podcast listeners. You're welcome. Okay. Secondly, if you want to gift somebody coaching, one, you can email info@julianapage.com if that is something that you would like to explore with me personally. However, if you want to work with our spirit-driven success life coaches, the inner circle is one of the best things that you could gift to yourself and to other people. So all you do is you access the VIP upgrade link and you would purchase it, and then you would email info@julianapage.com who it's for, and when you sign them up, and we'll send them all of the information. So give us their email, give us their name, and we can send that gift and CC you on that email. And then we can also make sure that we can remind them when their month is up to have an opportunity to enroll if they choose to do so on their own. It can be as simple as that. So you can gift the VIP inner circle to somebody, and what's in there is 4 60-minute coaching sessions with our certified spirit-driven success coaches. You can work with one or all of them. You get 4 sessions a month, 60 minutes, 1 session per week. You get access to our live trainings and also the replays. So you can go through those and take questions that you have from those to your coaches. We also have all of our hot seat coaching in there if you want to listen to a replay. All of that is inside the inner circle. Okay. And then lastly, well, 2 things. One, mark your calendar for a couple of things in December. Okay, the best way to know what's up is to actually get plugged into Courage Co. if you are not already. All of these events are actually listed in the events tab, and you can sync them with your calendar. So it makes it super easy to manage. Okay, so you can do that by going to www.courageco.org. Once you log in, you will see the events tab. It's the first option in your left side dashboard, and you can see all the events and RSVP to all of them. But a couple of reminders coming up here. One, we've got purpose planning. It's coming back. It's a purpose planning encore. We do this every year, and it's so powerful. So if you want to get ready for 2025, finish 2024 strong, and get ready for 2025 together, mark your calendars for December 5th. Thursday, December 5th, we are doing purpose planning live. You're not going to want to miss that. It's so powerful. Also in December, we're going to have a couple of great things. One of them is our ambassador nights. If you've been wondering how to get involved in leadership within Courage Co., if you've been wondering how you can volunteer, how you can support different initiatives and things that we have going on, we're going to tell you our mission. We're going to tell you what we are investing in and what that can look like for you in the future. So make sure that you RSVP to Ambassador Night. That's going to be on a Tuesday, December 17th at 7 p.m. Central Time. So those are a couple things to keep in mind. And then lastly, for real this time, the Spirit Driven Success Life Coach certification applications are open. So we are allowing people to get access to the waitlist currently. Now, if you have expressed interest but have not applied, that does not count. If we don't actually have an application on file for you, you will not be considered for enrollment. So, what does this mean? This means that in your email information, okay, you actually apply. There is a form. It might take you anywhere from 7 to 15 minutes to complete this application. So if you've not devoted that time, you have not completed the application, okay? So we actually need a physical application on file from you to be considered for enrollment. And we are shutting those down 4 weeks from today. 4 weeks from today, December 20th, you no longer can apply to be a part of the next round of the Spirit Driven Success Life Coach certification, which officially starts January 6th. 2025, okay? So make sure that you actually apply. Make sure that you apply. Inside Courage Co., there is a section called Become a Life Coach. Go in there. It's so clear in caps, in colors. Apply here, apply here, apply here. There's even a feed, and in every single post, there is a link to actually apply. There are links to get more information, but then there's links to apply. Some other things that we've done too, we put together a whole playlist of different interviews. So if you do want to spend some time sitting and listening to other people and what their experience has been, there's a link to that. You can also go to the Juliana Page YouTube channel and you can find it. There's a whole playlist dedicated to that. So you can hear a roundtable session with all of the SDS coaches. You can hear individual interviews with each one. So that's something that you can take advantage of as well. We also have been hosting live information sessions. We still have a few more of those. So inside Courage Co., you can RSVP to an upcoming information session and get all of your questions answered live. Make sure that you got the link to apply, and you can keep it moving, okay? So make sure that you got all the details. There is a link in the show notes to get more information, but follow that information because inside those emails, there's actually links to apply. Links to apply, okay? So make sure you officially submit an application. We will be getting in touch with people as early as December 21st if they have actually applied, okay? So if this is you or somebody you know, this is for aspiring life coaches. This is also for current certified professional life coaches that want to coach specifically with God at the center. We're not just plugging God in where we feel like it. God is at the center of this, and this is entirely different. We're building spirit-driven success, okay? So make sure if you want to apply, you click the link in the show notes, you get plugged into Courage Co., look at some of those posts, do some of your homework, ask all the questions that you got, and if you're totally stuck, we can point you in the right direction. Email info@julianapage.com. Do not stay stuck. We will get you pointed in the right direction. Make sure that you apply. You have between now and December 20th to do so. All right, y'all, let's dive in to the message, shall we? The secret to a joyful life. Here's what it is. Be a thankful human. I don't know if I'm the only one that says human, but I've been saying it for a minute, but we are. We're humans, and we have to learn how to be thankful humans instead of miserable ones. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today, and then I'm going to give you some tips to prepare for Thanksgiving. Stress and overwhelm are decisions. Those are choices, but we don't have to lean into them and give them our agreement, okay? So here's the thing. What if I told you that a simple shift in your mindset could transform your life? I know if you would have asked me that or told me that years ago, I'd be like, sounds good. Okay, Pollyanna, cute, right? I'd have been like, eye roll, eye roll, eye roll. Right? But thankfulness is that powerful. And often a miracle is a shift in perception. So it's more than a feeling, it's a spiritual discipline. Okay? Who's been working their disciplines? It's a spiritual discipline that can unlock peace, joy, strength, even in the toughest of circumstances. And I don't know about you, but think about how you navigate tough stuff. Okay, when you are stressed, when you are overwhelmed, when you are not thinking clearly, we usually do not handle the toughest of situations well. However, if you are walking in peace and joy and strength, you can navigate tough stuff totally different. All right? So your attitude has the power to shape your life. Your attitude has the power to shape your life. I grew up in a home when my dad was a single parent. After we had all navigated a divorce, he used to put all of the subliminal messaging that was not so subliminal on the refrigerator. So he put articles of people drinking and driving as a warning, right? He would put all sorts of interesting things on the refrigerator. But a lot of times what we would see is attitude of gratitude, attitude of gratitude. We'd always hear it before leaving the house. Make sure that you keep an attitude of gratitude. Don't make decisions I wouldn't make, right? So that was a big thing. But your attitude has the power to shape your life. And shifting from negativity specifically to thankfulness can bring profound change. And this starts with your thought life, and then it moves to your words and your actions, and ultimately becomes the posture, the position that you take towards life. So we could be positioned to be negative. We could be positioned to be fearful. We can be positioned to be thankful. And this is all about our training. This is all about our programming, our maturing, our disciplines. What we decide to focus on will grow more and more in our life. So there is transformational power. Okay, there's this transformative power of just simply being a thankful human. And how do you start? You decide. You decide right now, today, I am going to be a thankful human. Even more powerful, I am a thankful human. And here's what happens when you do that. It protects you from envy and dissatisfaction. So it prevents you from just scrolling the social medias, okay, and getting envious of other people and what you think they have. Really interesting, right? Doesn't exactly make sense if you really go granular on that. It also turns anxiety into trust and prayer. Wow, that's a big one. It also strengthens your faith by reminding you of God's past faithfulness. A lot of times our faith is emboldened when we lean into God's faithfulness, when we put God in remembrance. So we can make thankfulness practical. I am a practical person, okay? So instead of complaining about what you lack, you can focus on the blessings that you do have. That's one of the quickest way to multiply them. Gratitude changes your perspective in the moment, like instantly. It also lifts your spirit, like it's refreshing. You just feel lighter, and it aligns you with God's will. That's interesting, right? That's not exactly what we think. We don't think that it's that serious, but it's that serious, okay? God desires for us to be thankful in all circumstances. So how do you do that? One, you can start your day by naming 3 blessings. Come on, if you can't name 3, you really got to do this as a practice for real, for real. You woke up. That can be one. You're healthy. That could be two. You have purpose, something, a vision, something to look forward to. You have beautiful relationships around you, people that love you, people that you can serve and pour into. You have a job. You have a way that you can be of service in the world and provide value to other people. Got it? You have a functioning mind. What a gift. Come on, you can name blessings every day. You can also pause during challenges to thank God for his presence and his thankfulness, right? Thank God for his presence and his faithfulness. That's something that you can always be thankful for. So in circumstances, you are never alone. God is with you. He is for you. He goes before you, and he's your rear guard. You never go into anything alone. So you can thank him for his presence and his faithfulness, and that alone will shift where your focus is. And then you can also end your day by reflecting on the good that God has done or what he's given you the grace to co-create with him, where he extended mercy to you, right? Where he helped you when you made a misstep, where he got you back on track, where he opened the way for you, where he gave you favor, where he extended mercy to you. You didn't deserve it. He's just good. So I like calling this bookending your day, like starting your day with naming blessings and then ending your day reflecting on God's goodness. If you do this literally as just a spiritual discipline, here's what's going to happen. You're going to get really good at counting your blessings, okay, and reflecting on God's goodness. So instead of looking for what's wrong, what's not right yet, all the things that are falling apart, all the things that you're worried about and making a worry list, how about you actually train yourself to focus on blessings and reflect on God's goodness? That's not going to happen randomly, okay? So you can make it practical. Now, here's what the Bible teaches, because we are all about spirit-filled real talk. You can hold the real talk if it ain't got the truth in it. I don't need real talk if it's not from the Lord, right? I don't need it if it's not flowing with love and truth. Nope, good on that. Hold the real talk, right? Because a lot of times that's just criticism. You know, we just kind of slap a label of real talk on it, thinking that's encouraging. That ain't encouraging. That ain't encouraging. So here's what the Bible teaches. Philippians 2:5 reminds us to adopt the attitude of Christ, which is humble, thankful, and purpose-driven. Like he was always on mission. He was always gracious. He was even kind, even in confrontation, right? When we confront, that means that we love, actually, and we care about something. If you didn't care, you wouldn't confront it, right? 1 Thessalonians 5:18 tells us to give thanks in all circumstances. Here's what it doesn't say. It doesn't say give thanks for all circumstances. It says give thanks in all of them. This is an act of faith, and it not only honors God, but it also opens doors for his spirit to be working in your life. When we are negative, when we are giving our agreement to the enemy, it's shutting down the flow of the Holy Spirit in your life. You're not sensitive to how the Spirit is moving. You're sensitive to other things, okay? And then gratitude also protects us, again, against envy, and it fosters contentment and increases joy. And contentment is a spiritual superpower. I've learned to be content. Apostle Paul teaches this. So I can be content in this moment. That doesn't mean that I'm not still pursuing the good things that are out ahead. Okay, but I'm content. And I'm not where I was, thank God. And I'm so grateful for life and what is now and for what we get to co-create together. Okay, so here's some practical steps to being a thankful human. Just be a thankful human. Model the way. Don't wait on other people to be thankful. Okay? You can be a thankful human because you are a thankful human, not because other people are kind to you. All right? Number 1, acknowledge the good. Literally, make this a discipline. Okay? Disciple. Make this a discipline. Take time daily to thank God for specific blessings in your life. Don't be casual about this. Don't be careless about this. Thank him specifically for things that you have in your life. Don't forget. Do not forget. You once were praying for what you do have right now. Hello, somebody. Come on, right? And when you've been in other situations in life, it makes it easier and easier and easier as God is progressing you to thank Him for things. At one point I was like, I'm so thankful I have a garage. When your car was outside all the time and getting beat up by hail or different things, depending on where you live, it's great when you have a garage and you can just pull on in there and close the garage. It's great if you didn't have a washer and dryer at one point to actually have one in your house and not have to drive to a laundromat. That's something to be blessed, right? To be counting a blessing for. It's grateful to have a vehicle that takes you from point A to point B, right? Instead of being stuck in traffic, hey, you got a vehicle. Let's go, right? There's so many things that you can be blessed. You can count blessings, acknowledge them. You can also turn worries into prayers. Turn worries into prayers. So you can replace anxiety with prayer and thanksgiving. Philippians 4:6 is a great place to meditate. Replace anxiety with prayer and thanksgiving. Again, that's a choice. When anxiety comes, when fear comes, when worry comes, I don't have to agree with it. And I don't have to beat myself up that it showed up, but I can do something when it does show up. And that something is responding with prayer and with thanksgiving. Thank you, God, that you are with me. Thank you, God, that you are good. Thank you, God, that you give me wisdom to navigate this situation. Thank the Lord, okay? Remember past victories. Reflect on God's faithfulness in previous challenges to build trust in current trials that you're facing. He was faithful then, He's faithful now. His faithfulness does not change, okay? And then also be grateful for what's missing. And I know this sounds weird, so let me break it down. Trust God's timing and plan. Even when you don't receive what you desire immediately, He might be shifting it in a way that is beyond what you can think or imagine. So I recently went through a discouragement, right? Many I don't talk about, especially in real time, but this one was interesting and I felt like it was worth sharing. First with, immediate folks that I'm walking with, and then also as a testimony. So in the moments when this was occurring, I could tell the discouragement in my body. I could tell the heaviness. I could tell the sadness, right? And that was very real and that was very human. And I could tell the lack of clarity, the confusion that was there. That feels weighty. There's so many things that I'm thinking. There's so many things that I'm feeling. And I just share that with you, Lord. Help me to see this differently, right? And it was for sure within 24 to 48 hours. By 48, it was definitely locked in. But He floated this thought to me, which was, I'm working. Just imagine what now becomes possible. And I said, oh. Because that was not the direction that I was tracking. I was tracking in a very different direction on the inside. But the Lord was like, hey, nothing's gone wrong here. I'm answering your prayer. We're tracking. We are tracking. Okay? But we're playing the long game. And you asked some pretty big prayers. And I'm working on all of them. We're doing this together. And we needed a little more runway to do some epic things. You down? Right? Changed it entirely. But I had to acknowledge that hurt. Right? And that I couldn't see and I needed help seeing it differently. And the Lord is a hearer and an answer of prayer. Okay, so you can be grateful for what's missing because God's not done yet. Okay? He's not done yet. So here's how you transform your life. Thankfulness isn't just a nice sentiment. It's not cute. It is a spiritual discipline, again, that aligns your heart with God's will. And when you thank God, even and especially during hardships, you strengthen your faith and unlock joy. And Daniel is a great example of this. He modeled unwavering gratitude, praying and giving thanks 3 times a day, even under threat. Go read Daniel 6:10. His example shows us that thankfulness can sustain us through every challenge. It keeps us healthy. Picture it like keeping your immunity up, your immunity high. So let's be intentional about cultivating an attitude of gratitude because this not only pleases God, it not only shows a powerful witness, but it also transforms our lives and those around us. So I just want to encourage you right now, take a moment to thank Him when you're driving in your car, when you're on your morning walk, when you're multitasking and getting chores done, whatever you are doing, take a moment right now to thank him. No matter your circumstances, no matter what looks unfinished, no matter what you don't have total clarity on yet, take a moment right now to thank him and see how that transforms your heart and outlook over time. Do this as a practice. See how that transforms your heart and your outlook. Okay? Be a thankful human. Be a thankful human. All right, so we're going to transition now. Here are some tips to prepare for Thanksgiving. And I really want to invite you to entertain this thought that you will create moments to be thankful for. You're not going to wait on them, but you will create moments to be thankful for. And this, for the record, doesn't have to just be Thanksgiving. It can be a way of life, because Thanksgiving is really a cultural construct, right? Like, who made up the rules? Who said that you have to catch flights with 80 billion other people and just sit in a petri dish just to go see some family members? What? Who said you have to make turkey? What if you don't even eat turkey? Right? It's interesting. Who said you have to use those plates and that silverware? Who said you had to wear that? Who said you had to go to this person's house? Otherwise, this is going to happen. Who's making up the rules? I just want to encourage you to think about that. Sometimes we get so wound up about things that we just don't sit and reflect on, and we don't get intentional, and we don't prepare in advance of things. We kind of just are swept up into what other people are doing, and you can just literally sit your happy self down, your thankful self down, get clear, and then make decisions. Okay? Get clear, get intentional, then make decisions and follow through. All right? So just think about this. Again, today I am thankful for what? What are you thankful for? And really, by focusing on connection and keeping things super simple, uber simple, you can make Thanksgiving an enjoyable, stress-free celebration for everybody, especially yourself, and you can model the way. Okay, so if you happen to be with family, if you happen to be hosting, this is for you. And then I'm also going to share some things to do if you are solo or still don't even have plans yet. Maybe this will help you solidify some plans. Okay, so just stay tuned, track with me. All right, so if you are going to be with family, if you are hosting and, having all the humans come to your house, okay, here's a couple of things to do. Number one, simplify the menu, okay? Simplify the menu. Don't make it stressful that it's going to take like 2 days to prepare for and you have to go to the store 9 times. Like, do not do that to yourself, okay? Stick to a tried and true recipe that you love and you know how to make. Or find some. Pinterest, watch a YouTube video, something fun, something exciting. Don't make it dramatic, okay? You can also, if you don't like cooking at all, feel ya, delegate dishes to different family and friends to share the workload, right? Like, find what people love to do. Some people are all on the mashed potato game. Some people are all about like sweet potato casserole, okay? Some people are all about the stuffing. Find the people, let them do what they love, okay? And then also consider homemade or semi-homemade options, okay? So there's, pre-made pies or store-bought rolls. Like, you don't have to do everything from scratch unless you love it, okay? Do what you love. But if you don't love it, simplify. 2, plan ahead. This is where you really just get clear, you get intentional. So create a detailed timeline for shopping, for prepping, and for cooking. I am one of those weirdos that loves going to the store at oddball times where there's likely not as many people. Like, they're still sleeping on a Saturday morning, or, you know what I mean? They're at work in the middle of the day. I'm one of those people, okay? Now, what's going to be a little more tricky is, on the days where we're close, the day before Thanksgiving, the day of Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving, those can all be high volume times. So keep that in mind, okay? So create a detailed timeline for shopping, prepping, and cooking. Set the table and decorate the night before. You can even be doing that now, right? Little by little. If you're big on all of the dishes and that is a passion for you, start laying it out gradually so it's just there, okay? And then prep any ingredients in advance, like the things that'll take more than 30 minutes, be prepping those. Like chop veggies, measure spices, get out all of the containers for things, whatever you got to do so that it's, a well-oiled machine when you're in the experience of it. Okay? 3, involve everyone. I know that sounds weird, but when you give people tasks, like it's so interesting. They want to support, they want to help, and some people might do some things better than you. You're never going to know though, unless you delegate, okay? So assign simple tasks to kids or guests, like setting the table, mashing potatoes, like give them an activity that'll keep them busy for a period of time and create connection and a great memory with you. Also, you can create a thankfulness jar. You can have out like index cards or just, different Post-its or pieces of paper, and everyone could write what they're grateful for and then read it out loud together. So fun. They can even bring those to the table if you want, or you can just bring the whole jar and start pulling them. Super fun. You can also make a prayer jar too if people want to put their prayers in there that you can all pray together and pray over. 4, keep it lighthearted. We make things so serious, okay? Life is already hard. It's already pretty serious. So let's keep this lighthearted. So add fun games, Thanksgiving trivia, charades, taboo. You can Google different things, but there's fun games that you can come up with. Think of things, Uno, spoons, whatever you want. But there can be fun games that you can come up with. There's so many fun question and card decks now too. You can even get some of these things overnighted to you from Amazon. Host a turkey trot. A lot of places host a actual turkey trot on Thanksgiving. So you can figure out a way to register online and just show up and do a turkey trot before the meal. You all did an active activity and now you can go eat, right? You can play festive music. You can even make a playlist for the day. You can watch a holiday movie. You can go to a movie. You can have background music playing. Just keep it light-hearted, okay? Number 5, make it about connection, not perfection. I don't know where perfection has become the standard, but it really is the lowest standard. So make it about connection. Are you actually connecting with people? Like, think about how sad this is. You pay an astronomical amount of money because you book a flight ticket last minute. You travel with all these humans, fight through all these delays. You get there, you're exhausted. Now you're frustrated. Now you don't even want to be around humans. You just want to take a nap, and then you're not connecting with anybody. And then you're not seeing things clearly because you're exhausted. So you're seeing through that lens, right? And then you have to go home pretty quickly after that and rush through all the people going back home. Did you connect? Was anything memorable? Was it worth it? Right? Make it about connection, not perfection. So focus on enjoying time with loved ones instead of making everything perfect. Keep conversations positive. Avoid stressful topics like politics, sometimes religion. Like, just focus on listening to people, on hearing how they're doing, on what is on their heart, encouraging one another, loving one another. I know, common sense is not so common. Okay, you can also have this gratitude circle at some point when food is digesting where people can share what they're thankful for, what they're grateful for, encourage them to do that. It's a great way to also shift the topic when it's going negative. Okay. 6, have a backup plan. Always great. Like, have a plan for when things don't go according to plan. Okay. And have some things that you will do. So for example, if it doesn't feel good to stay with family, stay in an Airbnb, get a hotel. Like, have a separate place that you'll stay so it's not even up for negotiation. You're just staying somewhere else because you need that quiet time. You need that space for you. And that's how you can show up well. Okay, so have a backup plan. Prepare a couple of side dishes if you need to. Okay, serve drinks and appetizers early. Have different boundaries ready. So if you need to enforce them, you can. Number 7, stay relaxed. Stay relaxed. So take a minute and think about, what do you need? What do you need for you? Before you get so focused on giving to everybody else, what do you need for you? Okay, take short breaks for yourself, go for a walk, breathe, reset, laugh off small mishaps that inevitably might come up. They always usually do make great stories later on. We have one that I remember from childhood. We had this good living room that you were only allowed into for special holidays. It had a fireplace and the flue was not open as we were trying to light this fire. So inevitably that was a whole issue. And then there was a bird's nest up in there. It was a fiasco. However, that was also the time where I got walkie-talkies for Christmas. So while everyone is freaking out, me and my grandpa, I named him P-Pop, were just on walkie-talkies reporting the news. And it was hysterical in hindsight. Right? All was well. But it was quite a fiasco for a period of time, right? And that was quite a mishap that I'm sure was not funny in the moment. But we were sure enjoying the moment, okay? So stay relaxed, laugh off small mishaps, set realistic expectations, right? Expectation hangovers are usually one of the biggest forms of misery. So Thanksgiving is really about joy, again, not perfection, about connection. So keep it super simple in that way. Number 8, be flexible. You know, if something takes longer to cook, serve other dishes first, let go of strict timelines, and just embrace the flow. There is a grace for this time. Lean into the Lord. There is a grace. You are graced for it. Number 9, make cleanup super easy. Make it easy. Do not make this uber stressful. Use disposable plates if you need to. Have a dishwashing team, like have people wash as you're cooking, you know, have storage containers ready for leftovers just to avoid any post-meal chaos. And then number 10, end on a sweet note. End on a sweet note, like serve dessert with coffee or tea to encourage, you know, everybody relaxing and coming together after the meal, share funny stories, play a family-friendly game, watch a Thanksgiving movie together, everybody go for a walk, go look at Christmas lights, whatever you want to do, but end on a good note, okay? So if you're spending Thanksgiving without family, or if you don't have traditions, here are some ideas to make the day meaningful, fun, and stress-free, and not get too caught up in the emotion and heaviness. Now, if you do need to process emotion, do that. Give yourself extra space to do that, okay? So number 1, create your own tradition. So you can cook or order your favorite meal. It doesn't have to be turkey. Yay. It can be whatever you want. You can watch a Thanksgiving Day parade. If you like football, you can watch football. You can watch your favorite holiday movie. You can decorate, whatever you want to do. You can start a gratitude journal and start listing all the things that you're thankful for just this year alone or that day. But you can create your own tradition of what you're going to do, okay? One of the things I was recently sharing in our prophetic training that I embrace a phrase, make it, make it luxurious. Make it luxurious. Here's the thing. I have always, had a lot on the calendar, okay? And for many years of my life, I didn't feel like I could slow down, right? When you're behind, you really don't feel like you can slow down. You're just always behind. So you're like, high-speed chase through life, okay? And so that stop and smell the roses thing was not what I embraced, all right? So I had to start teaching myself to slow down, okay? So one of the things I love to do now, especially on holidays, instead of rushing through things, instead of hustling through things, instead of being super stressed out, I'm like the opposite agenda. I'm like, make it luxurious. Lay in bed longer than you need to. Take forever making your hot drink in the morning. Go back into your bed and eat breakfast there. Go for a really long walk just because, right? Wear your pajamas all day if you want to, right? Literally make it luxurious. Milk the moments for all they're worth. So if that works for somebody, you're welcome. Okay. 2, host a Friendsgiving. Host a Friendsgiving. So you can invite friends, neighbors, coworkers, anybody who might be traveling, new to the city, just kind of in a different space this year. You can invite them over. You can make it a potluck style where everybody can contribute a dish so it doesn't have to be stressful for any one person. You can share stories, you can laugh, and you can just get together and keep it casual. And it can be one of the best memories ever. 3, you can volunteer and give back. This is always a really memorable and fun one too. A lot of people serve meals. You can go to a food pantry, you can go to a local shelter. There's some organizations that do that specifically, and they always need extra hands and help. And so you can go encourage people and speak life to them and serve them. And it just does something to your soul. You can deliver care packages to people in need or elderly neighbors. You can offer to help at a community Thanksgiving event. It's a great way to meet other people in your community. Number 4, you can treat yourself. There's a concept like, what? Me? Treat myself? What? You can take a self-care day. Yay! Most people do not work on Thanksgiving. I know there's been some times where I have in different seasons. However, if you're not working, you can take a self-care day. You can relax with a book. You can take a bubble bath. You can watch your favorite show. You can cook a meal you've always wanted to try, and maybe it takes a little bit longer to make. Okay, you can indulge in a small gift for yourself, flowers, maybe a new gadget, something that brings you joy. Okay, like a new winter outfit. If you don't have warm things, the seasons are shifting. Whatever it is, be kind to you. Number 5, you can explore the outdoors. I know living in a different state, I grew up on the East Coast, right? So we just had snow and sludge and ice and just, overcast days and so many things. You couldn't really be outside all the time. But I feel rebellious now when it's sunny and it's like 80 degrees and I'm like, it feels like fall and I can go for a walk on Thanksgiving. What is this? So it feels fun for me. So I love going for hikes and getting outside. So go for a hike, walk in the park, enjoy some sort of scenic drive. A lot of times people are getting creative. If you can see the lights on a lake. You can see, literally people putting all their Christmas lights, and you can see them from a boat. You can see them, just by driving. A lot of times there's certain neighborhoods that are known for having all their lights up, so you can explore, do some research. Again, you can do a turkey trot if you want, or you can just do your own. I kind of like run around the turkey trot a lot. You can take time to connect with nature and just reflect on what you're grateful for. Just go sit near water. It's really good for your soul. Number 6, you can join a community event. Okay, so you can check for community dinners, church gatherings, or any other local celebration. Many towns also host events where everybody is welcome to come together. There's a lot of like big hotels often that do Thanksgiving too, so you can just go and have a meal prepared for you, which is nice. And then they usually have different festivities going on that you can partake in. You can look for virtual gatherings or online events if you prefer to celebrate from home as well. Number 7, you can connect virtually. So I've got family in so many different states, and it can be tricky to pick one state and go to all of them. That's really, really tricky to do, and everybody's in different life stages and seasons and all sorts of things. So scheduling a video call with loved ones or friends who are far away can make all the difference, right? Again, it is about connection. So you can host a virtual dinner. You can do like a morning coffee together, breakfast together, where everybody like eats together from their own homes. You can share recipes, memories, gratitude moments, but you can connect. And sometimes it's like the strongest connection you've even had throughout the year. So that can be really powerful. Number 8, you can do something out of the ordinary. That's usually my speed. You can plan a day trip or explore a nearby city or attraction. There's so many Airbnbs and cottages, and I don't know, they've got these cool like see-through globe things now. It's cool. If you just do a little bit of research, you'd be surprised. You can do something super fun out of the ordinary that actually becomes one of your favorite things ever. So plan it. Have a themed day with your own unique twist, like a movie marathon, a game day. Get some creative project done that you've wanted to get done. Try a new hobby or project you've been meaning to start. Play. Just play, okay? Number 9, focus on gratitude. Not sure how to do that? Go back and listen to the beginning of the episode, okay? Write thank you notes to people who've made a difference in your life this year. That is so powerful. We teach how to write different prophetic words to people, so that can be really powerful. I love going to the store and just looking for cards and then taking them home, spending a lot of time prayerfully writing cards, and then going to the post office and actually mailing them, snail mail style. I know, it's weird, but I still do that kind of stuff. You can reflect on personal wins and lessons from the past year. You can join us for purpose planning on December 5th, December 5th at 7 p.m. Join us for that. But you can reflect and start getting prepared for that. You can spend time meditating or praying to cultivate a grateful heart. Super powerful. I love having a lot of time just to sit with the Lord on these kind of days. Like, if you have maybe an hour that you spend with him, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, now maybe you can give him 3. Could be the best thing for your soul. Okay. And then number 10, embrace the freedom. Hello, who the sun sets free is free indeed. Let's embrace the freedom, shall we? Practice that. So you can celebrate the perks of even just having a solo holiday. No pressure, no expectations, no drama, just what you're led to do. You can even go on like God dates, little things throughout the day, just with God. You can enjoy the quiet time to recharge and plan for the holiday season ahead. So Thanksgiving is really about gratitude, not just family or tradition. So whatever you choose to do, focus on making the day meaningful for you. Can I get an amen? Amen. All right, y'all. I hope these tips are helpful. What do we talk about? Be a thankful human. Be a thankful human. Make sure that you go back and learn about all the different ways that you can plug into Courage Co and different things that we got going on here. Lots of good things happening. One of the best ways is just get plugged in, www.courageco.org. Also, share it with a friend. Share it with a friend. It might not be for you right now, or, you might not be building community. Frankly, I think we always need to be building community, but it could be for somebody that really desperately needs it. You never know what sharing a post saying like, hey, I'm a part of this community. I listen to this podcast. Here's a link. Here's how you can get into the community. It's so great. They got a lot of free events. They got prophetic encouragement, so many different things to plug into. Go check it out. Right? Like, you just never know. Sharing is caring. So make sure that you share the love. If you haven't subscribed to the podcast, go ahead and do that. We love to know that you're here. We are super intentional about making sure that these episodes are real, that they're relevant, that they're full of biblical truth, that they're practical, that you can implement it immediately. And we spend a lot of time making sure that we can do that. So if this is blessing you, it would be such an honor if you would bless us right back by subscribing and sharing the podcast with somebody you love. All right, everybody. I hope this message blessed you. And until next time, stay blessed.